Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to be talking about My Hero Academia Season 5, Episode 7, another episode of Class 1A versus 1B. I may do a second My Hero Academia video next Thursday, because a lot of people are just kind of like meh to this right now. And I get it. I mean, I'm personally enjoying it. I enjoy the show, and I enjoy the fights, seeing some of these new characters, what Class B1 has to offer, even though we kind of already know what Class 1A has to offer. But it's definitely interesting to watch them train and get a little bit stronger. So, Team 1A is going to be Ida, Mr. Fast Guy. We have Ojiro, or Ojiro, however you pronounce that. He's got like the extra limb, kind of like a tail is the best way to describe it. We have Shoto, and then we have Shoji. So Shoto, half hot, half cold. Shoji can kind of, make eyeballs, ears, mouths appear. He's like the sensory type. In Class 1B, we have Sen Kibara. He can make himself like a drill, is the best way to describe that. We're literally like rotating like drill. We have Pony Tsunotori. She has horns that she can shoot out, and she can control them as well. We have Tetsu, as we have seen him in the sports festival. He can turn himself into metal. And then, I'm not really sure the name of the fourth person. I think, is it Riku? Let me see here. Hero costume? Nope. Let's find out who the fourth person is together, because the hero costume and what they look like are completely different in this case. But anyway, the fourth person, while I'm looking for his name and looking down, he has the ability to turn things into sludge. So basically what that means is he touches something and then it's soft. So it's like kind of like sinking in a giant mud hole is the best way to describe that. It just kind of mud. And that's all she wrote. But his ability is definitely the most interesting. Okay, yeah, his ability, his costume completely covers his face, but I figured out his name. It's Juzo Honuku. We'll just call him Juzo. But Tetsu's idea in the beginning of this battle is that he is just going to smash everything, because they are all of Class 1B's team, besides Pony, are pretty much close range attackers. So they have to be right up on you for all of their physical abilities, metal, drill, sludge, things along those lines. Whereas Class 1A, they have Todoroki, where he can do his long range ice attacks, which they predict which Juzo predicts kind of right off the bat, turning it into sludge, and messing up all of 1A. So it's kind of anybody's match at this point in time. We also learned that Todoroki is sick as well, so that may play a factor. It is a possibility that 1B will have a 1-up on 1A, but I think this one's probably going to end up going to 1A. They're going to be able to turn it around just based on how the episode ended. So it's kind of, Drill Guy versus Ojiro, and then we have Juzo versus Ida. He kind of, morphs him into the ground. He was like, we know you're really fast and really quick, but if we slam you down into the ground, and then I solidify the ground again, because once he touches it a second time, then it's solid again. And it does wear off too after a while. His ability does wear off. Then there's nothing you can do. He can't sprint faster. But as we saw at the end of the episode, we learned that Ida has some new mufflers on his legs. So it was an old family secret. We got to see him talking with his brother in the hospital, and basically what they had to do is rip the current mufflers they have out, and then they will grow better ones that will last longer. So, I mean, it's definitely a painful process, because this is part of his body. It's almost like ripping a finger off is the best way to describe it, and you can see the blood coming out when he does rip them out, and he is in a lot of pain in the process. But it allows him to break out of the ice that he is currently frozen in, literally up to his neck, and we kind of end the episode there saying, I've got 10 minutes to defeat everybody. No one's going to be able to stop me for a solid 10 minutes. And that was kind of interesting, how that kind of played out at the end of the episode, where there's basically nothing they can do. Todoroki is kind of going face-to-face with Tetsu, and while Todoroki's quirk is immensely strong. I don't think he is physically stronger than Tetsu. I'm going to stop saying his name twice, even though that's how his name is. Kind of like if they were in a fist fight, no quirks, Tetsu hand down. But we'll see, because Tetsu was complaining about how cold Todoroki was. That might be because Todoroki has a cold. It is a possibility. We don't fully know what's going on there and how that's going to affect him, because we saw him sneeze. We got to see Endeavor in the episode as well, saving a couple of people, going after, kind of making his rounds. He's not going after like super strong villains, but he went after one that was kind of like had wheels on all of his hand or something. He himself was a car, is the best way to describe it. But he stopped him, saved a couple of kids, and he's trying to connect with Shoto. And I thought it was funny because like his underlings or his sidekicks are like, isn't he in school right now? Like, he's not gonna pick up his phone. He's like right in the middle of class. He was like, I gotta teach him this move. And they're talking about the crazy finisher move that Endeavor did to the Nomu. He wants to teach that to Todoroki so he can use it. Because he has the ice ability too, it may not physically burn him up as much as it does Endeavor. We also learned that his brother, I believe it was Toya Todoroki, the one that we've never seen, don't really know the backstory with at this point in time. He apparently has flames that are hotter than Endeavor, but at the same time, his body was weak and frail, so his body could produce the heat, but unfortunately he was unable to handle the heat. Is the best way to describe that. And then you kind of just see Endeavor going around. Also, we got to see Tokiomi. He kind of talked to Shoto, and he was like, look, we're the underlings of the top two. We have to do our best. Tokiomi was like, my show was kind of pitiful. Mushroom Girl there, what is her name? Kanoko. She was like, what can we do? Let's get you to the hospital. It will wear off in a couple hours. They gave him some medicine, and then he was good to go. Probably he had to swallow some antifungal medicine. Or something along those lines, but it takes a couple of hours for those mushrooms to wear off. She is very dangerous, so I don't know if she'll come back in the future or not. She seemed to be kind of into Tokiomi, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Who knows? Possibly. A little bit, smidgen. But she definitely is super OP. Because if she can just put poison mushrooms in her enemy's throat at a moment's notice, like, what are you going to do about that? Absolutely nothing. Going back to the episode, we also have in the introduction of it, kind of Mineta, Uraka, Deku, and I'm always forgetting her name, Mina, are kind of talking. You see Deku kind of writing out everything in his book, talking about how everybody's growing, everybody's getting stronger, things along those lines. And then Mina kind of makes a jab at Uraka, saying, oh, of course you would know all the deets on Deku. Her and All Might are really close now. And then she got freaked out, activated her court, and Mina went flying into the air and then started like breakdancing. It was pretty cute. It was kind of cute. They planned it out. But then Bakugo stops by, and he was like, what is this, something about One for All? What's happening with it? He was like, I've gotten stronger since our last battle. I don't know if you have. But you need to. I think Bakugo wants him to master it to see if he can beat Deku at 100%, because that's the only way he's going to truly be number one, is if he can go at Deku 100% and beat him down, no problem, no question asked. I think that's where Bakugo's coming from. And he was like, it's really hard to keep your secret when you two are like constantly sneaking off together, and it looks super suspicious. And he's got a point. And then All Might just like, well, and then Bakugo, angrily yelling at them. But that's kind of where we end the episode. It was, the last team did a lot of destruction to the arena, so they had to reset a few things. This team also did a lot of destruction to the arena. It was kind of funny because the teacher of class 1B was like, hey, Vlad King, he was like, hey, maybe don't destroy it as much because it is costing us money to fix it. So little as damage as possible. And then immediately after, Tetu was just like, nope, I'm going to level everything. That was Tetu's plan. Everything was, he wanted to head-to-head. He didn't want any sneaky tactics, so he just started leveling the entire arena. So that way they were forced to go head-to-head. And it looks like 1B has the upper hand at this point in time, but as we saw from the end of the episode, a little bit of the preview, it is a possibility that 1A will win this one. I think they will win this one in the long run. We'll just have to wait and see how the whole thing pans out. I think that's pretty much all she wrote for this episode. We'll give this one 7 out of 10. Not great, not bad. I think this is kind of the calm before the storm. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot about Hawks and Endeavor, and I mean, we got a little bit of hint that, you know, some sort of interaction with the Todoroki family is going to happen again at some point in time, but really nothing has happened so far in the League of Villains. So, I mean, I feel like this arc may be just like a calm before the storm, kind of showcasing everybody's abilities. Maybe Class 1B will also be fighting the League of Villains, or maybe one of them will end up dying or something, you know, maybe be more significant, which is why they're introducing us to all of these characters. But we'll just have to wait and see how everything pans out. So, thank you for watching. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you'd like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related content. My name is Steve Gray, and as always, have a good one.